Tonight, before you go to sleep, you'll probably flip a switch. The room will instantly fill with light. You won't think twice about it. But the real answer is far stranger. For more than 99% of human history, that simple switch didn't exist. There were no light bulbs, no streetlights, no glowing cities visible from space. When the sun disappeared below the horizon, darkness took over the world. What was life really like before electricity? Imagine standing in a small village 10,000 years ago. The sun is slowly sinking behind the hills. The golden light fades into orange, then into deep blue. People begin rushing to finish the last tasks of the day. Hunters return with whatever food they manage to find. Children are called back home. Firewood is gathered before darkness arrives. Nobody wants to be outside alone after sunset. For your ancestors, nighttime wasn't a time for entertainment. It was a time for survival. The darkness hid everything. Predators like lions, wolves, bears, and hyenas became active. Humans couldn't see well in the dark, but many animals could. At night, your ancestors were no longer the smartest creatures in the environment. They became the vulnerable ones. That is why every evening revolved around one incredible invention: fire. Fire wasn't just useful. It was the difference between life and death. Its light pushed back the darkness. Its heat protected families from freezing temperatures. Its flames scared away dangerous animals that preferred to stay hidden in the shadows. But perhaps most importantly, fire brought people together. Entire families gathered around a single fire. They cooked, they ate, they talked, they laughed, and they told stories. Long before books existed, stories were how knowledge survived. Elders passed down hunting techniques, survival lessons, and the history of their people simply by speaking around the fire. Every generation learned from the one before it. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham argues that cooking with fire transformed human evolution itself. Cooked food required less energy to digest, allowing the body to redirect more energy toward the growing human brain. In other words, fire didn't just change dinner. It helped change humanity. But even fire had limits. Its light only reached a few meters. Beyond that glowing circle was complete darkness. Strange sounds echoed through the night. A branch snapped in the distance. Leaves rustled in the wind. Was it just the breeze? Or was something watching? Nobody could be sure. So people stayed close together until sunrise. The moon became their second source of light. On nights with a full moon, traveling became much safer. Hunters could see farther. Families could collect water or continue small tasks outside. But when thick clouds covered the moon, the world became almost completely black. Then there were the stars. Today, you probably use GPS whenever you travel somewhere unfamiliar. Your ancestors looked up instead. The stars were their map. For thousands of years, travelers crossed deserts, forests, and oceans by recognizing patterns in the night sky. Entire civilizations memorized the movements of the stars to navigate across enormous distances. Without electricity, the sky became humanity's greatest guide. As villages slowly grew into towns, people searched for better ways to create light after sunset. They built simple oil lamps. Some were carved from stone. Others were made from clay. Animal fat or plant oils were burned with small woven wicks. The light was weak compared to a modern bulb, but it allowed people to repair tools, sew clothing, prepare food, and continue small tasks after dark. Still, these lamps had serious problems. They produced smoke. They smelled unpleasant. The fuel eventually ran out. Light was precious. Every minute it burned mattered. Because of that, most people naturally went to bed shortly after darkness fell. They didn't need alarm clocks. The sun was their clock. When the sun rose, work began. When it disappeared, life slowed down. Today, scientists call this your circadian rhythm, your body's natural biological clock that responds to light and darkness. Research by Professor Sachin Panda has shown that artificial light at night can confuse this ancient system. Even though modern technology surrounds you, your brain still behaves much like the brains of people who lived thousands of years ago. That explains why staring at your phone late at night can make it harder to fall asleep. Your body still believes the sun should decide when you rest. Then everything changed. In the late 19th century, inventors like Thomas Edison helped make electric lighting practical for everyday life. Homes became brighter. Streets became safer. Factories stayed open after sunset. Cities never truly slept again. For the first time in history, humans had defeated the darkness. Or had they? Even today, millions of people still feel uneasy walking through a dark forest alone. Children often fear dark bedrooms. A strange noise in the middle of the night still makes your heart beat faster. Why? Because electricity changed your environment. It didn't instantly change your brain. Your instincts were shaped over hundreds of thousands of years when darkness truly meant danger. Those ancient survival systems are still quietly working inside you every single night. So tonight, when you casually reach for the light switch, remember this. To your ancestors, that tiny click would have seemed like pure magic. But to you, it's just another ordinary moment. And perhaps that's the strangest part of all.